For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivities they shall remember themselves, and shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh their power, for I will give them an heart and ears to hear. And they shall praise me in the land of their captivity, and think upon my name, and return from their stiff neck, and from their wicked deeds. For they shall remember the way of their fathers, which sinned before the Lord Yahweh. And I will bring them again into the land which I promised with an oath unto their fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And they shall be lords of it. And I will increase them, and they shall not be diminished. And I will make an everlasting covenant with them to be their power, and they shall be my people. And I will no more drive my people of Israel out of the land that I have given them. This is the book of Baruch, chapter 2, and verse 30 to 35. Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Racha, Kodash. Double honors to our venerable apostles and elders at Great Millstone who rule well, and peace and blessings to the Lord's elect, the house of David, which starts with the 144,000 elect men. Okay, the 12,000, all right, from each tribe, all right, from the 12 tribes of Israel, as is referenced in the book of Revelation, the 7th chapter, as a prophecy, all right, that is to be fulfilled very soon. All right, now, I wanted to do a little something different today through the Spirit. All right, normally I go into the articles and hit some prophetic points. Okay, but today I also want to go into basically a lesson, right? And this stems from a video I just saw from the elder Manan Zagba. Okay, going into all of a sudden, you have, which has been going on for a while now, but now, through the Spirit, it's being heightened. Okay, which is the attention on the Hebrew Israelite doctrine. All right, specifically going into what has become or to be known, even by people like Vocab, all right, as the camps from the One West. Okay, but ultimately through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, those of us who know, all right, where the truth resides, we know, all right, starting from our elders and apostles of Great Millstone on down, all right, we have and carry the doctrines that were taught by Yahushua our Lord back during the Roman Empire. Okay, this is, all right, the second leg of the Roman Empire. The same spirits back then are back here again. Okay, and the only spirit, all right, that we're waiting for now is the return of our Lord. Okay, the Spirit of our Lord coming back. Okay, and pretty much, all right, instituting His kingdom upon the face of the earth. Okay, but ultimately, this whole concept of who the Israelites are and so on and so forth has become mainstream. All right, since last year, the whole Kanye situation, the Kyrie situation, pretty much brought a lot of attention. The Ronald Dalton, all right, book and movie going into the Hebrews to Negroes, right? So, that information is out, and ultimately it brought a lot of attention to, a group known as the Hebrew Israelites. Okay, now we understand that we have the truth of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Okay, 100%. Okay, and that is all through what? The spirit of remembrance. Okay, we are the Israelites that the scriptures speak about. All right, and like I read in the book of Baruch, okay, we've been awoken to our true history, our true nationality, our true selves. Okay, and I'm going to go into a little bit of a history. Okay, this is all in the scriptures, but you got these Christians who read the Bible in a certain way without really relating it to reality, right? This is all history that happened. Okay, so obviously the people that this is talking about will have descendants. Okay, there's no such thing as people just getting wiped out. You're always going to have descendants, and these descendants are always going to carry the family lineages and so on and so forth. Now, for our case, or in our case, scriptures tell you that the Lord said He's going to cut us off of our inheritance or of our heritage. All right, in the book of Jeremiah. Let's see if we can pull that up real quick. We shall discontinue the heritage. Okay, it's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17 and verse 4. And this is specifically talking about the people who have become known today as the so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans. All right, we are the true Israelites of the Bible. Okay, it says in Jeremiah 17 verse 4, it says, and thou, even thyself, okay, who? The so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, shall discontinue from thine heritage, right? The heritage of what? Of being known as Israelites, that I gave thee. All right, was that Deuteronomy 7 and 6? Okay, see if we can pull that up real quick. All right, precept upon precept. So the Lord made us special. So let's read that. Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6, it says, for thou art a holy people unto the Lord Yahweh thy power. The Lord Yahweh thy power hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. Okay, so is the Most High discriminating against everybody else except for the Israelites? You're damn right. We just read it. Okay, is the Most High all-inclusive? Not really, because it sounds very much exclusive here. Okay, I have chosen thee, right? That sounds like a preference, right? I have made thee special, right? So that means that you hold a different place, all right, in the eyes of the Lord. Okay. It says above all people that are upon the face of the earth. So when you put something above everything else, that means everything comes underneath it. Okay, whatever is above is being carried by what's beneath. Okay, so whoever is going to be underneath, all right. In other words, these other nations are going to be in servitude to the Israelites. That's just how the Lord made it. It's a divine order. Okay. So verse 7 says, and the Lord did not set his love upon you. So he gets even deeper. All right. Now he's going into the love. All right. Nor choose you, right? Preference. Because of that choosing, he made a covenant with us through our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And they were all dark-skinned people, so-called Negroes. Okay. It says, because ye were more in number than any people, for ye were the fewest of all people. And we're going to read about how this nation became what it is now. Okay. He says, but because the Lord Yahweh loved you, and because he would keep the oath, okay, which he hath sworn unto your fathers, okay, our fathers, not the whole world. It doesn't just change from, this is a familial contract. How did all of a sudden, how is it that the whole world claims to be a part of this specific family here? All right, the line of Jacob, which is the 12 tribes of Israel. That's the covenant right there. The covenant is between the Lord and the children of Israel. Okay? All throughout the scriptures, that's the message. So how come all of a sudden it changes? The Messiah came down 2,000 years ago. He didn't come down to change, all right, the prophecies and what's already been established. Okay, he came to fulfill it. Okay? In the terms of the fulfillment of sealing the elect, dying and cleansing the sins of the elect. Okay, being that sacrificial lamb. Okay. So continuing, it says, so again, the Lord says, and because he would keep the oath which he had sworn unto your fathers, hath the Lord Yahweh brought you out with a mighty hand. And he's going to do it again, this time in the second Egypt. Okay, and redeemed you out of the house of bondmen. There you go. From the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt. And the Lord's going to do the same thing again, but this time on a greater level. Okay, so let's read a little bit about the history of the Israelites. Okay, it is according to biblical account, upon which the following reconstruction of the patriarchal period is based. Abraham's father Terah, along with Abraham, Lot and their families left Ur, an ancient and wealthy city in the Euphrates River in southern Mesopotamia, to migrate. You see, again, this is all real life. This is a history. Okay, the Bible is filled with history and prophecy. Okay, and it's all about it's all centered around who? The children of Israel and their God. Okay, from the book of Genesis all the way to Revelation, it's all about the children of Israel. Okay, it says to migrate to Canaan. All right, we could find that in the book of Genesis, the 11th chapter. All right, 31st verse on down. It says, when they reached Haran, they stopped and settled there. Only after Terah's death did Abraham move on to Canaan. While living there, he fathered two sons, Ishmael and Isaac. Okay, now we go into that, which is found in, I believe, Genesis, the 21st chapter. Okay, it goes into what had happened between Sarah. Okay, you read a little bit about Sarah and, how she was barren, and then ultimately the Lord had it where she was promised to get a son, all right, the very next year, and that son was Isaac. Okay, so that's another history right there. So going back to the reading, it says, while living there, he fathered two sons, Ishmael and Isaac. Later, Ishmael and his mother were sent away, and Isaac became Abraham's sole heir. Okay, so we can trace back the line of Ishmael all the way till the people today. Okay, the Ishmaelites. You have the Elamites, you have the Ishmaelites, so-called Persians, all right, so-called East Indians. Okay, so you have those kind of people, not kind of people, but you have those people today. All right, and a lot of the different nations that are all mixed and mingled amongst themselves. Hence, you have the word Arab. Okay, which is a Hebrew word that goes back to Arab, okay, which means what? Mixture. Okay, the mixture, when you go from the switch from night to day, all right, I believe is known as the dawn. Okay, that mixture of night and day. Okay, Arab. Okay, so you have a mixture there, so you can trace that line of Ishmael till today. Okay, going all the way back to their forefather Ishmael. It's all history and biblical and secular history, I should say. Okay, and then you can also trace the descendants of Isaac. Okay, so Abraham arranged for Isaac to marry Rebekah, a woman from Haran, and this is also found in Genesis, the 24th chapter, right? After dwelling in several temporary campsites, Isaac and Rebekah settled in Beersheba, and there they had two sons, Esau and Jacob. So this is where the story really picks up. Okay, and I say story because it's his story, history. Okay, Romans chapter 15 and verse 4 says, for whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. Okay, let's read that in the other translations. This is pretty self-explanatory, but let's see. The NLT says, such things were written in the scriptures long ago to teach us. And that's why the scripture says, if you those who love knowledge, all right, knowledge would seek the ways of the Lord. How do you seek the ways of the Lord? By going back to your scriptures. But when you read the scriptures, you need understanding. It tells you that in Proverbs. Okay, but I believe Proverbs, the 4th chapter. Okay, that wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom. And how do you get wisdom? Through the fear of the Lord. Okay, when you hear the words of the Most High Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua through his prophets, okay, when you fear, that means you do something about it. You take heed. Okay, whether they hear or whether they forbear, you take heed and you do something about it. Okay. So going back to this, it says, Jacob used trickery and deceit to gain his brother's birthright and inheritance, thus becoming the vehicle through which the Most High would fulfill the promise made to Abraham to make of his family a great nation. You hear that? Jacob used trickery and deceit to gain his brother's birthright. So now we have to go back and trace these two characters here, Esau and Jacob. Okay? And when you trace those two men, you trace their lineages all the way down to modern day, okay, because those two people exist till today. They're known as who? The brothers known as the so-called blacks versus the so-called whites. Now, that's always been the theme because that's the theme of the world. Okay, prior to the kingdom of heaven, the theme will always be Jacob and Esau. Let's get that. Let's see. There's the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6, and verse 7. It says, Then answered I and said, What shall be the parting asunder of times? Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? So what's the first? This period, this age, this world, okay, this eon, all right? So this age is what the wicked age that belongs to who? Esau, Edom. He's the one who's in control of this age, okay? Pertaining to Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked, okay? So according to history, we know, based on who's in power today, we go back into their history, we can understand that, oh, okay, you guys go back to the man known as Esau, okay? So going back to 2nd Ezra 6, verse 8, it says, And he said unto me, From Abraham unto Isaac, so we just read about that family line, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau, so there was a battle, right? When you read the actual account, okay, in Genesis the 26th chapter, there's a battle that goes on in the womb of Rebekah, okay? It says, And Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. You see? So Jacob used trickery and deceit to gain his brother's birthright, all right, and inheritance. You hear that? Thus becoming the vehicle through which the Most High would fulfill the promise made to Abraham to make of his family a great nation. Okay? So again, who's that vehicle that the Lord is going to use to fulfill that promise he made to Abraham? Jacob. And Jacob eventually fathered 12 sons whose descendants, according to biblical tradition, became the 12 tribes of Israel. There you go. So that 12 tribes of Israel stands till today because, again, a prophecy in Revelation, the 7th chapter, references the 12 tribes of Israel. So that means, right, by process of elimination, if you claim to be the true people of the Most High, and you claim to be the so-called Jews, where is the rest, or where are the rest of the tribes? That's a very simple, basic question that needs to be answered. And we still haven't gotten an answer besides being told that we're anti-Semitic. We need answers. Okay, the world is looking for answers. So you painting yourself as a victim, all right, is really not making a good case for you in court right now. Okay? It says, one of these sons, Joseph, was sold into slavery by his older brothers. He was taken to Egypt, where after some initial difficulties, he rose to a position of power and prominence in Egypt or in the Egyptian government. Okay, I believe that's in Genesis, the 41st chapter. Okay, that goes into the whole story of Joseph and stuff like that. And that's all history of our people. Okay, it says, after a famine created a severe food shortage in Canaan, and that same thing is going to happen here in America and around the world. Okay, because through famine, you get people to comply. All right, and that's pretty much the next step that these devils are going to take in order to fulfill their vain prophecies or vain agenda. Okay, I should say. It says, Jacob sent his sons to Egypt to buy grain. This journey led to the reconciliation of Joseph and his brothers, after which Jacob moved with the rest of his family. So here it's talking about Jacob as the man. All right, Jacob, whose name then eventually became Israel. Okay, from Yaquab, which means supplanter, to Israel, he the son of the power. Okay, so we supplanted that birthright and became the sons of the power, but we were already sons of God, if that makes sense. So it was already within us. All right, it was just established, all right, between Esau and Jacob, all right, that we were going to take over, all right, as is prophesied in the book of 2nd Ezra. Right, so it says, Jacob sent his sons to, so we read that already. It says, Jacob moved with the rest of his family to Egypt. And that same family is back here again in modern day Egypt. Okay, the patriarchal stories end with the death of Joseph in Egypt. Okay, and then it goes into what had happened when we were in Egypt. Okay, and that's the story that is famously told with the Pharaoh. All right, and how the Lord sent Moses to come and deliver us. Okay, and so on and so forth. All right, going through the time of Exodus. All right, you learn about the Passover. All right, so these are all important. Hey, cease. That's enough. Ah, so these are all very important topics, right? Historical points to go into, knowing your history. All right, again, it's history. It's not a Bible fabrication or some type of fairy tale story, or some made up characters. These are people that actually lived on this earth. This is all post flood. Okay, the story of the Israelites happened post flood. So we're continuing that generation of the people who lived post flood. Okay, because pre flood was the first world. So post-flood has been the second world. So we're part of that generation that comes in the second world before the destruction, ultimately America being destroyed and the kingdom of heaven being set up on this earth. Okay, so we're close. We're almost there. We're almost there, man. You see all the things that's going on. All right, 2024 is right the corner. Right, it's right there, and the Lord is definitely making some moves, man. So exciting times that we're in for sure. All right, but I just want to bring this out real quick. All right, just a little information, and to tie it into also, open up the minds of those who are coming in. All right, just look at certain things, all right, a certain way, right? And if you do enough research, you'll find out that what we're saying is the truth, right? Let's see if we can get this real quick. We're not here to fearmonger, we're not here to, do all the extra weirdo shit that these devils are perpetrating that we're saying and doing. No, we were sent by the Heavenly Father to give warning to our people. All right, so if the warning is something that puts fear in your heart and it forces you to repent, that means you're an Israelite and an elect of the Heavenly Father. Okay, but if you disregard it and you don't think anything of it, guess what? Everything we're saying is going to come to pass, and the terrible things that you fear so much will be your worst nightmare you can never escape from. It tells you in the book of Proverbs, the 1st chapter. All right, they shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. Okay, and that's when the calamities hit, when your calamities and your troubles. All right, your calamity cometh as a whirlwind. Okay, that's when you're going to look for the Lord. When you start seeing the things that you were told, all right, start happening to you in your personal life, that's when you're going to seek the name of the Lord. That's when you're going to seek the man of the Lord. Okay, but at that point, it's going to be too late. Okay, these devils going to make way. All right, kill off the internet, or at least access to certain information. All of a sudden they talking about, digital IDs, internet identification and all that kind of shit. So that's going to definitely put a stop, to this word going out, and that's a fulfillment of prophecy. So get the warning while you can. All right. Get it while you can and do something about it, because the Lord is getting ready to close the show. All right, it's not going to be pretty for a lot of people. Okay, Ezekiel 3 verse 17, it says, "Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel." All right, so we were ordained to do this. That's why we do this. It's this, somebody had to do it. Okay, it says, "Therefore hear the word at my mouth, the scriptures, and give them warning from me," the prophets going out there and doing that. "When I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked way, to save his life, the same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thy hand." That's why the Lord sent the most prophets out here to this land, Babylon the Great. Okay, because this place is the field of iniquity. So there's mad sinful people and wicked ass people over here. All right, the wicked and the wicked of our people, who have become more wicked than the wicked. So this is the epitome of wickedness, iniquity. All right. So that's why the Lord sent the bulk of the prophets over here. All right. From all parts of the world, the Lord sent us all over here to prophesy against this place. All right. To wickedness. All right. And everything we prophesied is coming to pass. Okay. And that includes the destruction of America, Babylon the Great. Anyway, I'm going to leave it off there. Lord willing, you're edified. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Brachah Kodash, the water Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, and until next time, Shalom.